Welcome to this week's episode of Hump Day Romance. I'm your host, Zeus. This weekend, I was at the club doing some filming with Visually Inclined. So we chilling, having a good time, and I noticed that a bunch of females started to talk about how they couldn't wait to meet a guy in the club that night. I could never understand why people seriously think they're going to meet somebody meaningful at the club. Have you ever took time to see what type of people actually show up to the club? For those who haven't, I've compiled this list. Like to hear it? Here it go. Number 1, the bougie baby. This is the girl that wears the smallest dress to the club, yet she has the most thunder in her backyard. She purposely wears a dress showing her yamage just so she can catch an attitude when you try to spit game and offer to take her out for a fish sandwich. This is also the girl that goes out on the dance floor and does the most, just so everybody can see she got yams on yams on yams. But the sooner you try to get behind her and dance with her at the club, she treats you like you was on an episode of To Catch a Predator. I wish you would try this with me. Not only will I wait for you to yawn with your mouth open so I can walk past and poop in your vicinity, I'm going to wait till you leave the club with your heels on and trip you while you walk down the stairs. Yep, your bad, should have took the dance. Next, the guy I like to call the generous stalker. This is the guy you meet in the beginning of the club and y'all have good convo. He offers to buy you a drink. Everything seems cool, so y'all exchange numbers. You go back across the dance floor to dance with your friends. 3 songs in, you realize he's right behind your shoulder, breathing heavy. He's also the guy that waits for you outside the woman's bathroom, sitting there hitting you with the creep look. It dawns on you that that drink he bought you was not an act of generosity. It was actually a verbal agreement that you and him now go together for the rest of the night. In his mind, y'all are in a relationship, got 2 kids, and split an EBT card. A Betty Blindside. Y'all remember the football movie Blindside? The main character's job in that movie was to block everybody from getting to the most important person on the field, the quarterback. That's pretty much the concept of the Betty Blindside. She's the less attractive female that shows up with the cute girl that everybody wants to talk to, but her sole purpose is to make sure nobody gets her number or gets to her, so her and her friends go home 110% unpenetrated. The Betty Blindside usually comes in 3 forms. Her face either looks like this, her hair is usually no longer than a nickel, or she's shaped like a hungry hippo, aka a D-block. Thank God for the wingman. The wingman's job is to distract the Loch Ness monster so that you can get to the princess in the castle. Therefore, you can divide and conquer. God, I love teamwork. Who's next? How about the ratchet, not ready to step up girl? She's the girl that wants to step up her game in the club by dressing more mature and acting more mature in the club. Problem is, she can't survive those heels that she bought the whole night. So she's the one at 12 a.m. that takes off her shoes and walks around the club for the rest of the night in ankle socks that she snuck in the purse. Tragic. Next up, Stuntman. Stuntman is the only person in the club that got in with Jordans, a free Bootsy t-shirt, and straight back cornrows with the beads on the back. Everybody just assumed he's an up-and-coming rapper. He's in VIP popping bottles of Andre, drinking them out of shot glasses. Little do we know, the only reason he got in VIP is because he used to wash dishes in the back and got cool with security. And now, the most annoying person in the world, alcohol poisoning girl. She's the girl that always forgets to eat before she drinks, yet she's the first one ready to take shots and doesn't know her limits. Men and women equally hate this girl. Women hate her because now everybody she came with has to spend the whole night babysitting her, and to make sure A, she doesn't get abducted by Stuntman, and B, she doesn't start a fight and end up on World Star. Men hate her because the girl we want to talk to is always the girl that drove her there. Therefore, she's going to be too tired to get up with us after she drops off alcohol poisoning girl. This will equal a quadruple L for us. Laptop, lotion, left hand losing. Last but not least, what would the club be without the random white guy? Now, the random white guy comes in 3 forms. You got the random white guy that showed up to the club with all his black friends. You got the random white guy that showed up to the club and forgot it was Black Night. Then you got the random white guy that nobody says anything to because he's old and everybody just assumes he owns the club. At the end of the day, the moral of this story is you cannot find love in the club. I'm your host Zeus, and this has been your weekly dose of Hump Day Romance.